Here we go. What is good, guys? I am Antoine Marshall, your host of What's Next podcast. I got my beautiful wife, Chanel Marshall, on for subbing in for Will today. Say hello.
Hey, people.
Hey, people. All right. So today we're gonna talk about a topic. You know, it's February now, but still early within the year. You know, one of the things that people like to do, which is we'll figure out if it's good or not, is make New Year's resolution. So the topic of this podcast is New Year, same you. So let me ask you a question. Do you think vision boards and writing your ideas down is good?
I do. I think that having a vision board where you can see your goals or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish through the year or however long the time frame is, being able to see it every day and it be in front of your face, I think it's a good idea. Yeah.
I agree too. I think you should write your ideas down. That's something that that's something that helps you. I think having a vision board is nothing wrong with having a vision. Mm-hmm. But I think the problem lies in is the follow-up. Mm-hmm. You can write so many, even people who post things on social media about ideas that they have. Mm-hmm. You know, my whole thing is, which is something people, you have every right to post what you want, but have you started yet? So is there a perfect time to start something? Is January 1st a perfect time? I mean, is there a perfect time, perfect moment?
No, I agree with kind of what we talked about some days ago about that there isn't a perfect time, but it depends actually on what it is, because say for example, something that you're trying to do that you are trying to build your funds up before you can start it. So at that moment, no, it's not the perfect time. So you may have to wait a month or two before you can get started. So it depends on the situation, but I think probably in most cases, a lot of times we are waiting because we just being lazy or out of fear or just not motivating ourselves or waiting on someone else to start something that you probably need to just go ahead and start yourself. Like sometimes people can stop you from doing things. So it can be a number of factors.
All the things you just said, you can take each and every bit and have like separate like pages of essays on. So I want to take the last thing you said first then, because that's the last thing I remember, is the people. Mm-hmm. I think that, and I'm going to use Kobe Bryant real quick. Nobody can stop the way Kobe Bryant thinks when he's on the court. He felt that he was, and all in all, he was the best player on the court, and he went after the best player. Trash talking, he played basketball. He trash talking, trying to get the person out of their psyche, you know, and it didn't work for him. I remember, and I'm sure you've seen this if you're a basketball head or watching the type of sports, Matt Barnes, he's on the Magic and he has the ball and he's about to inbound it. And he fake throws it at Kobe, and Kobe did not flinch. I don't think he even blinked. Mm-hmm. So I think that we have to have enough courage, enough self-esteem within ourselves to not allow someone to derail us from what's made for us or from our purpose. And that's even with kids. You know, if you have goals and you're having a child, I think that coming from a person who came from a single parent mother, I watched my mother still work hard, get her degree, and still take care of us and there all the time, and still be able to meet her goals, you know. Obviously maybe her goals might have changed a little bit because of having two kids, but she did not allow that to stop her from succeeding to where she's at now.
So I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, but I'm just with you talking and you saying like basically people have to have that drive. Mm-hmm. So what do you think it was about Kobe and even your mom? What is it about them that you think caused them to have that drive like that?
Something that Will and I discussed in podcast number 2, ambition. Kobe had the ambition to succeed. He seen something that he wanted as a child, and he studied. He had tapes. Even when he was in Italy, he had tapes. You know, his dad didn't play basketball. I think his mom, you know, didn't play ball. So where it comes from, I think ambition cannot really be taught. It has to be within you. And the ability and the hunger to want to succeed, no matter what. So I think that they just have that already in them.
Right.
Now, I said ambition, we talked about ambition cannot be taught, but if you are a person who is around a lot of ambitious people, I think it can rub off on you, but I can't sit there and teach you how to be like this. You know, so you have to see what I'm doing and not follow my field, but you want to mirror that success on what you want to do.
Right.
You know, so it was already there.
Okay.
And that's what I think with the vision boards, you know what I'm saying, and the writing ideas down. You mentioned and I'm going to be quiet real quick, and then you mentioned the fact that you want to pay for something, start something, but you don't have the finance. Well, I actually think that if you're saving towards that, you are starting.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You are starting. It's when you take that money that was for that, you spend on something else, is when you're messing up.
Yeah.
So I think that you started because you started putting the money down, so that was your start date. Regardless of how much it was, it could have been 25 cents. You started that moment.
Yeah, that's very true. So, you know, sometimes it may be that when you say that makes me think about just being not determined, but I guess kind of focused, like finally taking the initiative to be focused about whatever you're putting on these vision boards or writing down or whatever. So, and you know, you ask, when do you get started? Is when you finally sit down and say, I'm gonna be focused, I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna wait any longer, and I want to strive to do what I'm trying to do, because we see that time is short.
Time is short. No, that's very, very true. Time is definitely short. And you have to put your best foot forward every single day. The best way you can. I mean, we all like to believe that we're going to be here for a long time, you know, and rightfully so, a lot of us probably will. But let's just get off of that. Let's just talk about how fast each day goes. You know,
Right.
It's February now, you know, and before you know it, spring, May. So, and then now we're back at square one, December 31st, talking about some New Year resolution. So new me, same you. I mean, New Year, same you. Excuse me. So, I think that also is who you hang around. You know, even when it comes to family, you know, not to say that stay away from your family, not to say stay away from your friends, but if you're trying to, if you want to be a billionaire or a millionaire, you got to get around millionaires, you know what I'm saying? And sit down and listen to how they speak, what they're talking about, where they put their money towards. Let that soak in. Listen to Dave Ramsey, things that they go through, the pitfalls. You know, you have to be around consistently. You can't just do it one time. You want to write a book, be around people who wrote books, who they go through to have they publishing, right?
Right.
So it's your circle matters. That's why I think that it is great to have some similarities, but you guys are all different. Conversations should be different, you know what I'm saying? And it should be, I always say with good friends, you laugh, you joke, you play, but you end up talking about serious things in the same breath, as far as success, the next level, how to improve, you know, and that's the beauty about having friends in different fields too. You never know what they might know.
Right.
Yeah. So another thing is that what I want to touch on is the social media thing. If you are trying to start something, do you like talk about it a lot on social media? Like, hey, I'm about to start this, and this, or?
No, I think I personally use social media probably a bit differently than others. You will never see me put anything negative on social media, but and then you will never see me put my goals or what I'm trying to do, because I may be still trying to, work that out, and I don't want someone to. It's okay to like have, like you mentioned about, being around a circle of friends and having that influence. So it's okay. It's definitely okay to have like an accountability partner to say like, hey, have you started what you're trying to do? But I don't think that you need to put everything on social media like that. I think, to me, it's more about definitely the action. Like, I don't want to just hear about how you trying to start some business or trying to lose weight or whatever it is, but I never see you in the gym. I never see you talking about when this business is going to start. So before you even do all of that, don't put it on there until you are ready to launch it. Like with your podcast, I want to say that you really didn't post too much about it.
I didn't post at all.
Yeah, you didn't. You just put the episode up. So yeah, I thought that was a great tactic to just be like, I'm not talking about having a podcast. Here it is. Like you can see it, and here's the product. So
I think also that's where the respect kicks in from your peers as well. And it also helps derail people who are not serious too. When you are serious about the things that you're doing and you have the body of work and the consistency behind it, that the people who are going to probably would have came around and drained you are too afraid to do that, because you already have this platform, this wall of seriousness about what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. So like you said, I didn't post at all about this podcast whatsoever. I dropped the intro to the podcast, and then I think 2 days later we shot the first episode and dropped that as well. So consistency behind your vision is very, very, very important. Your peers is very, very important. And also, I think for a lot of us to help with our vision, we have to do this, which a lot of people, especially in the Black community, are afraid to do, which is sad. But we have to learn how to go out and meet new people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the true test of growth. I could not have done the things that I've done the past 3 years if I didn't go out there with my camera and meet new people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I didn't walk around downtown for no reason with a camera and try, talk and meet new people. So we have to make 2020 the year of branching out and making new people. This thing about I got my day ones or whatever people say. I think it's cute and fine, but we need some day twos. You know what I'm saying? There's so much out there for us to succeed, and to sit there and just be around your small group of people, you're never going to grow. And you and I, we see that with people. We see people who are growing and succeeding. We see people who are not. And they all, and both sides have visions. Both sides, this is my year. Right. This is my year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for those who have been taking L's this year, much prayers to you, and I will be praying, doing that tonight and tomorrow. But for everyone else who hasn't taken L's, who, like you said, is lazy, just talking, running their miles, how do you expect this to be your year if you still be doing the same thing as you did last year, the year before last? So it's a new year, but it's still the same you.
Right.
And that's something I took from T.D. Jakes. That's what he said on the Breakfast Club podcast. Radio show. They asked me, he was like, "New year, same you, same stuff, same issue, because you haven't did anything to deal with it then.
Right.
And the time to deal with it was then. Now here you are talking about, so you want all these new things, but you're not doing anything to work towards it, to build it, to plant the seeds, and that forth."
Right. And so as you were speaking about that, I know that there are some things that I have been saying over and over and over that I have not done. And I live with you of all people. So I definitely have you who is like, Chanel, like, come on, when you gonna start? When you gonna do this? And I think that for me, and probably similar to others, that is fear and is just, maybe a lack of kind of knowing exactly what you want to do with certain things. So like I say with you, like I really want to have multiple streams of income, and just having something outside of my 9-to-5 job. And I've been saying that for a while. It's like, okay, so when am I going to do it? But I'm still like, okay, well, what do I want to do? I don't know exactly what I want to do. So I guess with me saying that, what do you think, how do you think that a person can maybe get more direction on something that they're not sure about? So they have this vision board and they have it written down, but the reason that they may not have started is because they just still not exactly sure which way they want to go.
That's a very good question. What I would have to say is that what are you passionate in? To start with that. Obviously, I had a passion for media and television since I was a kid. More so in the acting realm though, not the not the news and broadcast. And I realized that's something I didn't want to do. I still wanted to do TV, even though I was in school for science and research. So that passion never went away, that fire never went away, which is why I decided to, at 24, to break away from science and research and go this route. And even though it's been tough, I've been happy. And I think that when we're writing down our plans to have a second income or to have a second career or new career, we're writing that down with conviction of thinking about, as we write it, we think about all the pitfalls, all the failures. So we're thinking about the lifestyle now. It's not going to change, starting over, so those are all the things that plays in our head, especially mine, how easy is it going to be for me to get a job? But we both know it's hard. It was hard, to get here. Or who's going to support me? I'm saying, like, nobody's going to support. Who cares? This and that, or it's saturated. So that's a word that you heard me say a few times. It's saturated. It's a lot of saturation in this city. The city is too small. This and this, it's still too small. But I think you have to start with what you're passionate about. Then you also have to go into what you're really good at as well.
Right.
So if you're good at, even though this is an example, but you are good at this, money, and helping people make money, or helping people doing taxes, or helping, so something, then that's something that you should focus your energy on. But if you also have a desire to teach, then you can find a way to bring both of those together.
Right.
Now, something like that is not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
And that's something we have to be honest with ourselves. We are people because of... All right. Somebody who was able to, do all that. I have student loans, which is the devil. So my wife doesn't. She was able to pay hers off. So I'm hoping to have that paid off and not go back there ever again. But I feel that there is a really important thing about being around people who have a vision and have some consistency with that. And my wife mentioned how she makes, would you say, all right, what, good money or what?
I do okay.
So she do okay and I do all right, but once again, we're not spending money on a bunch of crap, because I'm not about to go out and spend $80 on a pair of jeans, and yet I'm trying to invest in my career as well, which costs a little money. So one or the other, either I'm gonna get jeans for like $20 and a t-shirt, she makes fun of me shopping at Old Navy and H&M, but I don't go broke, Yeah. So I think, once again, being consistent, Having a vision is key. It's the start. It's the big beginning. But consistency and also prayer. You want to throw that in. You know, pray that you stay consistent. Obviously, certain things that we might have on our vision boards, like trying to get married, takes two to tangle. So stuff like that may, take a little longer. But stuff like meeting financial goals, or paying off student loans, or buying a house maybe, or starting a business, nonprofit, figure out some income, a second income, are all things that you can start now.
Right.
And there's no perfect time to start then at the moment that you thought about it. Mm-hmm. And you got anything you want to add?
No. No, I think you touched on everything. Just not waiting, to start the things that you're trying to do, and just go for it.
And with that being said, this is the What Next podcast. I would like to thank my amazing, beautiful wife for subbing in. Hope you heard what she said and what we said. She hit on some really, really good points. And I'm Antoine Marshall. This is Chanel Marshall. What Next podcast. Until next time, people, you all be blessed and thank you.
Have a good one.